Hello everyone, in today's video I'll be trying this gouache paint set by the brand of Us Art Supply. This set has 36 tubes of paint and it comes in 3 different trays. So for this video I will be painting one of my sketches that I have done previously in my sketchbook, which I think I show here. And I'll be using these new gouache paints, so let's jump right into it. So I'm actually using gouache for the very first time in this video. I've only used like acrylic and watercolors before, so this was a really new medium for me. And my very first impression on these gouache paints was that, number 1, it was super smooth, and number 2, it was super duper vibrant. I just really loved the colors on these gouache paints. And yeah, when I was initially putting down the paint on the paper, I wasn't putting that much water. Like the ratio between gouache and water here on the sweater was more on the gouache side. Like literally the only water was from my brush. Like I didn't put any extra water on the palette. So that's why it was like very opaque initially. And I was thinking like, oh my goodness, if I keep doing this, I'm just gonna like run out of gouache very, very quickly. So then as like the painting progressed, I kind of added more water. So yeah. And the reason initially why I was hesitant to add water to the painting was that I'm using like the moleskine sketchbook, so the sketchbook is of 160 GSM. It's like the regular sketchbook. I know like moleskine, they have like the special watercolor sketchbooks which have thicker paper, but the one I'm just using is regular paper, so I don't want the pages to warp, or like buckle too much. When I was reading on the internet, ideally you should be using like 300 GSM paper, which is double the thickness of what I have here. So, and initially when I bought these paints, my goal was just to get like a single layer of color down on the paper and not to add too much shading or like, fancy rendering or anything. It was mainly just for me to get the hang of painting in general. I'm really used to using color pencils and markers, and painting is like a whole nother game. So yeah. And then for this, I just chose few colors for the painting. I didn't want to overwhelm myself and I added like too many colors initially, because then I feel like I wouldn't know what to do with all those colors. So I kept it pretty simple, which is why I was like, I didn't know what to color the dog. I was thinking that it should be like a light gray color or like a light brown color. That's what I would have colored it in if I was using like colored pencils or my usual like markers or acrylics. But for this one, because I was already like kind of trying to get the hang of the gouache, I didn't want to add too many things to it, so I left it as like yellow color, which is like a really odd color for a dog. But for this drawing, I think it was okay. Then for the hair, when I was painting this hair color, I decided to use blue. But then what happened was that I used up a lot of the blue that was already on my palette. So then I was like, oh my goodness, what do I do? Because the shade that I created was going to run out. So I tried adding more water to the palette. So then what ended up happening was that I diluted the color. So some strands of hair, if you look closely, some strands are like darker, some are lighter. It's not how I would have shaded the hair if I was using like color pencils or markers. It looks a little bit odd, but I thought it was okay. It added a little bit of dimensions. It was not intentional or anything, but yeah, I thought that was kind of funny how that happened. Yeah, and then sometimes when I was painting like the little areas like this scarf here or the shoes, I added too much water to the paint, so that kind of started pooling on the paper. And that kind of freaked me out because I was worried that it would go over the ink and the ink would smear all over the paper, which would not be good because the ink is actually, I think it's like a water-based ink. So I don't know. So whenever that happened, I just like took a tissue paper and just blotted the extra water off, and it worked out pretty okay. Then for the background, for whatever reason, I decided to use pink, which I don't think was a great color choice because the sweater already had a lot of pink going on. So that's why I try to add like that white border on the right side of the character to make the character stand out more from the background. But then on the left side, I didn't add that border. So I was trying to take out my acrylic marker that I had and draw over the gouache, but the issue that I had doing that was that the gouache paint was not dry enough at that point in time, so then it really was not showing through. So then I had to wait and then apply the acrylic marker. But yeah, here's the final illustration. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I plan on doing more gouache paintings in the future. So yeah.